There are primarily two types of insurance, term and permanent, also known as whole or variable life insurance. I'll say it clearly before we even go into comparing these two. For the 99% of you out there, the best type of life insurance to effectively protect your loved ones is term life insurance. Let me say that again. For the vast majority of you, stick to term life insurance regardless of what the insurance company is trying to sell you. But if you take one piece of information from this video, is that term life insurance is most likely the best option for this next generation. So real quick, why and what is term life insurance? Term life insurance is an insurance that is issued for a specified number of years, the term. For example, if you get a 30-year policy, you would pay a monthly premium for 30 years, and the payout, the death benefit, is guaranteed to your beneficiaries if you die anytime during that 30-year window. If you're still alive at the end of the 30-year period, the policy just expires. You no longer pay the premium, and you are no longer covered by the life insurance. It's quite simple. Probably one of the simplest financial products you can purchase, which also makes it one of the best ones to purchase because everyone understands exactly what you're buying. Some people get hung up on the idea of term insurance expiring. I remember having a conversation with my mom about term life insurance, and she was annoyed by the fact that after all she would pay in premium, there will be nothing left at the end. What's interesting is that we don't think the same way about car insurance or home insurance. Many of us pay out premium regularly, and don't get mad when the house doesn't burn down and we don't get to use our insurance. Life insurance is the same. Insurances are tools to manage risk. The risk of something happening to us in the next 20-30 years, and term life insurance gives us the peace of mind that our families are still taken care of. As regards to the amount, a simple rule of thumb is a minimum of 10 times your income. If you have other obligations like debt and kids' future college tuition, you can include them into your calculation and aim for 15 times your income. And just because now you're clear that you'll purchase a term life insurance, don't be careless about where you get them from. Start out by asking your current insurance company, where you have your current car and home insurance. But ask around so you get a good comparison of the quotes. For us, after having looked around, we did feel comfortable going with our existing insurance company, USAA. They were able to provide my wife and I simple term life insurance at the market rate. It also made it simpler to have all our insurance products under one company. All right, now that we've talked about term life insurance, let's get into one of the most widely sold insurance products on the market, the permanent life insurance, also known as whole or universal life insurance. I won't get into all the differences between the types of permanent life insurance here. There are nuanced differences, but the basic concept is pretty much the same. And since whole life insurance is the most common type of permanent insurance policy out there, I'll refer to whole life for the rest of this video for simplicity's sake. Permanent insurance, or whole life insurance as its name suggests, is a policy that never expires. You pay a monthly premium until death, at which time your beneficiaries will receive the full amount promised in the policy. In addition to the full policy amount at death, a portion of the premium you pay into it also accumulates a cash value. So your beneficiaries not only get a life insurance benefit at your death, but you can also access the cash you put into it while you're still alive. Stepping back, this policy structure feels quite appealing. It almost feels like you get to have the cake and eat it too. You get to access the money you deposit while you're still alive, and it never expires as long as you are continuously making the premium payments. Sounds like a pretty good deal compared to a simple term life insurance, right? However, there is another saying that should be running through your mind. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. First, the insurance broker, who oftentimes is trying to sell you whole life insurance, gets quite a bit of commission by selling you this product, much more than compared to a term life insurance. And of course, the reason is that whole life insurance pays out so much more. It makes more money for the insurance company. And this already makes me suspicious. Highly marketed products are highly profitable. And if it is so profitable, where is the money coming from? Am I getting a good deal here, or am I the sucker? Insurance shouldn't be used as investment vehicles. Remember, insurances are risk management tools to protect us from catastrophic events, not wealth building tools. They are wealth protection tools. Insurance companies are in the business of insurance, not investments. The best way to grow your money with investments is with actual investment products like low-cost index funds, not with insurance companies. I do give kudos to these insurance companies' marketing departments though. They have done a marvelous job of marketing the idea that you can make money through your life insurance. It is so ingrained in so many people's minds that I feel like it's a conversation that I have with my parents almost every single year. Most often, these whole life insurances are being sold to people who can barely afford them, not to people who have so much wealth they need to deploy tax management strategies. Let's review a few common marketing tactics that many salespeople use. Sales pitch number 1. It's also building your wealth because it has cash value. There are so many better ways to build your wealth. The premium on a whole life insurance is multiple times more expensive than a term life insurance. An average quote for a $1 million 20-year term policy for a healthy 40-year-old male is approximately $71 a month. For the exact same male, a $1 million whole life policy starts at around $1,300 a month. That's a difference of more than $1,200 that you can invest in the market and really grow your net worth. According to Consumer Reports, the average annual rate of return on a whole life policy is 1.5%. This is barely more than a high-yield savings account. Compare that to the stock market, which has yielded a return of approximately 8% the past 30 years. There is no comparison. The extra money you pay to a whole life insurance policy could be invested to yield a much greater return than the policy can. Sales pitch number 2. You can pass on this benefit to your children. Even if you don't have any other assets, they will have this life insurance policy from you. I just don't like how guilt is used in these kind of sales tactics. And as I mentioned earlier, the monthly premium cost just doesn't make sense for most people to get this kind of benefit. If you really want to leave something for your children, it makes much more sense to take the difference between what you would pay for a whole life versus term and invest that money to grow. And the great thing about this is the longer you live, the longer it has time to grow, and the more you can leave to your children. Time is the real secret sauce to making your money grow. Sales pitch number 3. Whole life insurance acts as a tax deferral because once you put your money in, you can essentially take out a tax-free loan for the amount. The salesperson isn't lying here. This is technically true. However, that doesn't mean this is the best way for you to get tax deferral. There are many more tax advantages you can and should use before this option even makes sense. Tax advantage accounts like 401k or an IRA should be prioritized first. A whole life insurance is not the only tax planning strategy, nor is it the best. And it probably is one of the most expensive ones out there. So be cautious. If you're one of the 1% of the population and in a position where you've maxed out every single pre-tax, tax-deferred bucket available to you, and are in a strong financial position to even consider this low yield option, congratulations, you are truly wealthy and I'm flattered that you are even watching my video. In such case, I would highly recommend working with a specialized tax planning expert to best maximize your tax options. For the rest of us mortal like myself, my recommendation would be to get a simple 20 to 30 year term life insurance, 10 to 15 times your income. This really is the best, and I would almost say a must for the Sandwich generation. You will get the peace of mind that your family and your loved ones will be protected.